For the first 100 days since Russia invaded Ukraine on 24th February, new findings by a think tank revealed that China, the Netherlands, Germany, and Italy have been the biggest importers of fossil fuels from Russia, thereby acting as the primary financiers for Putin's war. In light of Russia becoming India's second biggest oil source following its $25 per barrel discount and supply chain stoppages, data by Finnish think tank the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, or CREA, also shows that India has been Russia's 8th largest importer of fossil fuels at 3.4 billion euros. Meanwhile, China and Germany rank by some distance as Russia's primary importers of fossil fuels at 12.6 billion and 12.1 billion euros respectively. Italy and the Netherlands are the next biggest at 7.8 billion euros each, with Turkey not too far behind at 6.7 billion. As a whole, 61% of Russia's fossil fuel exports between 24th February and 3rd June went to the European Union, CREA's report added. These findings are significant because Russia has heavily relied on international customers of its natural resources in order to finance the continuation of its offensive war efforts in Ukraine. As reported by Newsweek in May, Russia has been estimated to spend a little over 350 million euros per day on the war, while its total fossil fuel export revenue over the 100 days amounts to 93 billion euros. While China's large imports appear consistent with the Xi government's expressed positions on Sino-Russian relations and the Ukraine war, the 61% figure is especially damning for an EU that has been attempting to completely wean off from its historical reliance on Russian resources. While the Union has agreed to ban 90% of Russian oil imports by the end of 2022, Der Spiegel has revealed how the European Commission is well short of its announced targets thus far, with European Parliament member Jens Geier predicting that the EU will, best case scenario, only reduce by half by the end of the year. Not only are essential storage facilities in Germany and Italy continuing to rely on Russia's natural gas company Gazprom to maintain supplies, but CREA data states that European tankers, especially those from Greece, remain the majority transporters of Russian oil to its more distant international markets. Strong sanctions against tankers transporting Russian crude would significantly limit the scope for this kind of rerouting of Russia's exports. In April to May, 68% of deliveries of Russian crude oil were made with ships owned by EU, UK, and Norwegian companies, with Greek tankers alone carrying 43%. For deliveries to India and the Middle East, the share was even higher at 80%. 97% of the tankers were insured in just 3 countries, the UK, Norway, and Sweden, CREA added. India, however, did still emerge as a significant enough importer of Russian fossil fuels, making up 18% of Russia's exports, with the Jamnagar refinery being the primary beneficiary as well as the biggest source of re-exporting. More than half of the refined oil deliveries from Jamnagar go outside of India. Approximately 20% of exported cargoes left for the Suez Canal, indicating that they were heading to Europe or the US. We identified shipments to the United States, France, Italy, and the UK, CREA says. India's role only further exposes the long road the EU has to take for energy independence, or at the very least, alternatives to Russian fossil fuels. For Europe's political independence, gas in storage in the countries most dependent on Russian gas is much more important than gas in countries that can be supplied sufficiently from the West during the winter. European coordination is therefore needed to ensure that the anyway asymmetric hardship is not exacerbated by rich Western countries securing all the gas and leaving the most dependent countries more vulnerable, a report from Belgian think tank Bruegel added. For ThePrint, this is Raghav Bikhchandani. For more, log on to theprint.in and follow us on social media.